Today, we're gonna do a review of the Osprey Arcane 10-liter backpack. I bought this bag about 3 months ago and I've tested it out a lot. So I got a ton of stuff to say. So in this video, we're gonna pack the bag out. I'm gonna give you my honest pros and my cons. And you're also gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video, because if you're not quite sold on this bag, I've reviewed like 500 of the world's best bags. And at the end of the video, I'll give you some alternative recommendations for bags that are similar, but are also bringing some different things to the table, because ultimately my goal is to help you find the best backpack that suits your needs. Let's talk about the gist of the Osprey Arcane small backpack. If you don't know Osprey, they're kind of like the greatest backpack company in the world, they're, in my opinion. And that's just not in terms of their longevity. They've been around for like 50 years, but also just in terms of innovation, quality of product, warranty. They're just so good at what they do. And what I love about Osprey is they're one of the few legacy backpack brands that have really started to modernize their, not just aesthetic, but their brand as a whole. And this bag is a really great representation of that. Some of its top features being a simple and subdued silhouette and overall design, a quick access side front pocket, a 3/4 opening zip to a main compartment that's got a bit of organization, and a padded laptop sleeve, a very breathable ventilated back panel, and a nifty security feature on the shoulder strap, which I'll talk about a little bit more in detail 2 sections from now. No, wait, 3. The Arcane 10-liter, as of recording, is only coming in one color option, black, but like Osprey's always switching out colors depending on what's on sale and what's in season, so be sure to check the website to see what's available right now. But you can add this green color. Oh God, I love this. Now the size is 10 liters, which gives us dimensions of 16 inches height and a pretty small width of around 10 inches. And 10 liters is a really interesting backpack size. It's gonna be too small for some. For me, it's like one of my favorite backpack sizes though, because it really challenges you to pack light. You can't bring a ton of stuff in a bag like this, but it's so light and comfortable to wear, which is why it's great for day trips, which is what I mostly wore this bag with. I bought it in Texas while I was traveling there for a couple weeks. This is my companion for like every day I was wandering around the city in Austin. So I got like a really great experience with this bag. But it's not all perfect. I'm gonna talk about some of the cons as well. For the weight of the bag, we got 1.1 pounds on scale number 1 and the same on scale number 2. This is the Osprey Arcane 10-liter when it's empty, and this is the bag when it's fully packed out and worn on the Nomadization team. For reference, I'm 5'8", and our media manager Margaret is 5'2". And like I said, we're gonna pack out the bag throughout the entire review so you can see exactly what it fits. All Osprey products are backed by their almighty guarantee, which is as epic as it sounds. It's one of the best warranties I've ever seen in not just the backpack game, but really any industry. Basically, they got you covered for life, and they honor it. They really do. And as of recording, this backpack costs around 75 USD, but Osprey's always running promotions, and it depends if you buy it on the website, or like me, I bought it in store. I think I got it on sale for like 60 bucks. And because there's so many locations to buy an Osprey bag, if you're thinking about making a purchase, we highly suggest doing so using the first link in the description below. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. But that link also helps support the Nomadization YouTube channel and team so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. All right, let's talk about the front of the Osprey Arcane 10-liter backpack. The aesthetic is usually how we start the front section, and you know, this is what I'm talking about with Osprey, as to where you've got this old school sort of heritage vibe, the rounded silhouette, but you got Osprey's updated logo, and it just doesn't scream like I'm a legacy hiker backpack brand that's going on the trail. This is quite urban in a lot of ways. I still think Osprey's logo is louder than it needs to be, but you know, these big companies, they're always making their logos as big as they can. Osprey, make your logo more discreet. Take my advice, I promise you it'll work out. The large logo aside, I'm a big fan of the aesthetic. It's small, it's compact, no frills, it gets the job done. I felt pretty cool waltzing around the streets of Austin, rocking this on my back. And only one other note when it comes to the front of the bag, which is this quick access front pocket, which I utilize quite frequently because, you know, you get to swing the bag around, unzip, and grab what you need. A pocket like this is gonna have a bit of security because you have this little fabric right here, which helps to semi-secure, or let's say conceal the zipper. Inside the pocket, there's no additional organization, and it runs this entire panel. Now, depending on where you are and if safety is a priority for you, you know, you can put different things in this pocket. For me though, let's say you're at the airport, could be a good spot for a wallet or a passport. This is actually a B7 size notebook, but the same size as a passport. You can nicely fit those in there. Super easy to grab. But the one thing with this pocket is, due to the size of the bag, it doesn't have a lot of volume. So in a larger backpack with these type of front pockets, you can usually fit like something bulkier, a sweater, but it's just not gonna really, no, not gonna work with this backpack. So keep the small stuff in there, but this will fit in the main compartment. Which, speaking of which, let's talk about the middle of the Osprey Arcane 10-liter backpack. And a really simple bag. There's nothing on the bottom, no lash points. Also notice here on the side, there's no water bottle holder. Not an external one, not an internal/external one, which is gonna be a deal breaker for some of y'all out there. Now, this is a really slim frame, right? So like even getting a water bottle holder on there would have been tough. Because as you can see, you know, this is a 24-ounce Columbia. It's basically the same size as that panel. It wouldn't have looked as sleek. But we have seen other bags of this size utilize an innie-outie water bottle holder. And if that interests you, you might want to jump to the alternative section. We'll talk about some bags that are around the same size that can accommodate a water bottle. But for me, not a deal breaker. Now getting into the main compartment, we got these chunky zippers. These are number 10s, and I'd bet my life on it that they're YKK. They are. YKK makes the best zippers in the game. And then inside the actual main compartment, you can see what we're dealing with organization. We got the tech sleeve, another sleeve right here, zippered pocket that's hidden by the lining on this side, and an expansionable, not really, a little expansiveness to that mesh. Pen pocket, smaller lining pocket, and a key leash. And the majestic Osprey at the top of the bag. Let's pack it out. Now for me, when I was using this bag in Austin, it was my exploring/work bag. Because I was going to cafes and co-working spots by day, so like the mid-afternoon, and then waltzing around the city, going to museums and stuff in the afternoon and at night. But because of the size, to do that with a bag like this, you gotta have a pretty minimalist setup, right? So for me, it was just my 13-inch MacBook Pro in the tech sleeve. I like the tech sleeve. We got some padding right here. Padding reinforced with the back. I can't remember if it had a false bottom. Yeah, for sure. So actually, the laptop sleeve ends right around here, which means if you drop the bag, your laptop is protected. A nice little touch by Osprey. But let's check out laptop versatility. Will it fit a 16-inch MacBook Pro, or at least a 3D printout of a 16-inch MacBook Pro? And it will not at all. Not gonna fit. Trade-offs with a bag this size. Not a lot of versatility. Smaller laptops though, good to go. Very snug fit. 12-inch tablet can fit in this tablet sleeve very nicely. We don't have a lot of padding on this part of the bag, so if you have like, I don't know, harder, bulkier items in this pocket, we're gonna have a bad time, I think. So something to definitely be aware of. Now getting into this zippered pocket, I put my laptop charger in here. What's interesting about this mesh is that it doesn't expand north to south, but it does expand east to west. That's some black magic f***ery right there. So good spot for your charger. And I'll put my cable in there as well. Like I said, we're filling up. It's only 10 liters, guys. So I'm gonna put a multi-tool in this small pocket, pen in the pen pocket. And then as you can see, we got a bit of space at the bottom and for the rest of the main compartment. So we got my hoodie, gonna put that at the bottom of the bag. One point of criticism I have is why in God's name did Osprey not make this bag full clamshell? Look, the zipper stops here. It did not stop on that side with the other side, but there's nothing here. Like if you had a water bottle holder here, I get it, but there's nothing there. It doesn't contribute anything functionally to the bag. Very frustrating. And then on the top, I can throw my over-the-head headphones, maybe a book as well. Yeah, really pushing it. I just want to give you the full idea of what a 10-liter bag can fit. Because that, it feels like 10 liters. Doesn't feel smaller than that or really bigger than that. And if you don't mind minimalist packing for that day trip or your EDC, it's an absolute joy to carry. Minus that lack of clamshell opening. Why'd you do that? Let's go to the next section now and talk about the back of the Osprey Arcane 10-liter backpack. Top handle, very nice. Really high quality nylon material there. And a little bit of padding. Smaller bag, so you might carry it in like tote mode every now and then. And due to the location of this, it's very hookable. Go to those public bathrooms, you know, you don't want to put the bag on the ground, hell no. Clip it on there. Love everything about this handle. Same thing with the harness system, not gonna lie, a big fan. I'm not usually crazy about like a yoke. That's just what this is referred to as. It's like, it's just a little fabric-y around my neck. I like to ride my bag nice and high. But we got some really nice movement on the shoulder straps and enough padding for a 10-liter. I'd actually say more padding than was needed, which I'm a big fan of. These are not the thinnest shoulder straps. Got a width of 2.5 inches and a little bit of depth. These got some chunk to them, which I'm just a big fan of across the board. No sternum strap, which on a larger bag, that would piss me off as well. But on a smaller bag, I was totally fine with it. It's really small, guys. You know, we don't need like all the bells and whistles. If you dare go into the comments and say, where's the load lifters on this thing? There'll be hell to pay. And then you got this little mesh pocket right here on the shoulder strap, which I'll be honest, I never really used. It could definitely work for your sunglasses or maybe your AirPods, but more or less just not something that I utilized a lot. We've got metallic hardware at the bottom. And then this little guy right here, which took me forever to figure out what it was for. I was like, wait, is this one shoulder strap stowaway? But in essence, it's a security feature, right? So if you are traveling with this bag and you need to be away from it for a moment, you can then unclip, and it's a very annoying unclipping process. But you can't unclip, and then there's a table nearby that's hopefully, you know, welded to the ground. You can then clip this on around the table so your bag is less likely to get purloined. Is that a word? I think purloined is a word. That means stolen. Thank you, Miss Sadeh, my 11th grade English teacher, for teaching me that word. See, the lessons that our teachers teach us, they stick with us. One last note about the comfort is this back panel. You can see right here these rivets, right, that are happening. That's Osprey's sort of signature, like mesh ventilation. Not everyone loves the feel of this. Our media manager, Margaret, who's rocking behind the camera right now, she's not crazy about this. It's got a bit of rigidity that you can feel to it. But I will say Osprey's version is usually softer. So it's not like other brands where it's like made out of plastic. This is made out of a nice foam, gives it some ventilation, and overall it's a very comfortable wear. But I would have loved a luggage pass-through holder right here because this bag is so great for travel. This is a great suitcase companion. But overall, at the size, 10 liters, we don't need to overthink it, guys. It's a comfy bag. Do not say we need load lifters on this thing. Don't even think about it. And you're thinking to yourself, wow, this bag review has gone to the depths I didn't even know were possible. And I love it. I want more. And if that's the case, nice to meet you. I'm Aaron, I'm a bag nerd as well. And here on Nomads Nation, we cater to people in the carry community, like you. And if you want to keep tabs on what's happening in this amazing community, there's seriously like a revolution happening with travel and EDC gear, then you should definitely sign up to the Nomads Nation newsletter. Because as to where we do gear reviews in the Nomads Nation YouTube channel, on the newsletter, we're taking the gear reviews a step further. I'm talking behind the scenes look at new product drops, limited edition collabs, a bit of industry gossip, and everything in between. So if you want to keep up to date with what's happening in this amazing industry of EDC and travel gear, you're going to want to look for this globe emoji in the description below. You can use that to sign up to the Nomads Nation newsletter and hope to see you in your inbox. All right, let's talk about the overall pros and cons. Let's go. Pro number one is its super minimalist design. Pro number two is the impressive laptop protection. And pro number three is going to be the quick access of this front compartment. But no bag is perfect. I got some cons with this bad boy as well, starting with the lack of the clamshell style opening. Con number two is the lack of versatility with this bag in terms of its capacity and the types of laptops that it could fit. And con number three, I hate saying a con for a feature that I wish would have been there. But God, if there was a luggage pass-through holder on this thing, this would be the best little suitcase companion ever. And just a reminder though, if you're still here, there's a good chance that you're thinking about picking one of these bad boys up. So if you're gonna do that or you want to find out more information, we highly suggest doing so with the first link in the description. That just makes sure you get the best price, and if there's any discount codes, that's what they'll be. But if you're not quite sold, let me give you a couple alternative bag recommendations that might be a bit more up your alley, each one of which is kind of offering different things. Alternative recommendation number one is going to be the Able Carry 13. Great pick for you if you're liking, a bag that can do a bit of city and a bit of outdoors, but you need more weather resistance. The Able Carry 13 is made from X-Pack and has YKKPU coated zippers and is a phenomenally engineered backpack. Alternative recommendation number two is going to be the Dayowl Slim Backpack. Great bag for you if you kind of like, a smaller, slim travel or EDC bag, but you want the luggage pass-through holder and you want the water bottle holder. Granted, the Able Carry 13 I think has both as well. But the Dayowl Slim has this cool like innie outie water bottle holder. Really cool tote bag fusion aesthetic. Honestly, all three bags are great, but to learn more about the two alternatives, just go ahead and watch these videos right here. If you got any questions about any bags, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Aaron. This is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.